Okay, Module 5, Understanding My Community, Pueblo, Colorado. Customs and traditions. We have one of the most influential cultures in Pueblo, Colorado, and that is our Hispanic culture. Much of the visual art and architecture that we have here pays tribute to the Hispanic culture. Our Italian culture is also big, and we have that as an influence in terms of culinary. Our Slovenian culture. And then we do have various festivals here. We have our Pueblo Chili Festival, our Boats, Bands, and Barbecue, the Colorado State Fair, and many of these events take place on our historic Pueblo River Walk, which is modeled after the River Walk in San Antonio, Texas. Our population characteristics, our population size is roughly about 100,000 people. We have more males than females. The estimated median household income is roughly about $38,000, which is significantly lower than other places in the state. Race or ethnicity, if you can see, our Hispanic ethnicity is the highest. Our Caucasian is the second highest with 42.2%, and then our other ethnicities are significantly lower than both of those. So we do have a high Hispanic population here in Pueblo. Education, if you look at some of those percentages, many people in this population roughly graduated high school or had some trade school. Our population is significantly lower in terms of people with bachelor's degrees or graduate or professional degrees. Our communication channels, we have various radio stations. We have 45 FM and 18 AM radio stations. Probably our most popular TV and radio stations include the KRDO, KOAA, KKTV, Fox 21 News, News First at 5, 11 News, and News Channel 13. A lot of these channels play frequently, at least maybe, if not more, twice a day. Pueblo Chieftain is our local newspaper. We have the Pueblo Chamber of Commerce newsletter, as well as the Latino Chamber of Commerce newsletter that goes out pretty frequently, once a month. All of our TV and radio stations, as well as some of our chambers of commerce, they do utilize social media, which is nice for individuals who do not have access to a radio or TV station at that moment. The City of Pueblo does an excellent job of updating their website, and we also have a government access channel. It's channel 17 on our public television station, and that gives news to individuals as well. We have various community groups. We have the YMCA, the YWCA, our Soup Kitchen, Boy Scouts of America, Boys and Girls Clubs of Pueblo County, 4-H. Many of these clubs and organizations utilize both school and community. I know that we're on the 4-day work week, so a lot of these organizations not only can do after-school programs, but they also do Friday programs, which is kind of nice, so we get more time with the kids. As far as leadership goes in Pueblo, I try to include individuals that play a role in education. We have various commissioners that take a stand on education here in Pueblo. Our district attorney, our sheriff, does help with a lot of our behavioral issues, especially in Pueblo County. Our superintendent, Ed Smith, and then various school board members. What I really like about our superintendent and these different school board members is that they are local. They are born and raised in Pueblo, Colorado. So that really does help in terms of leadership for them to know the communities in which they lived and grew up in to make valid decisions. Our community leaders' characteristics. So I work for a high-performing school district. So most of our leaders' characteristics are very positive because of that aspect. So a lot of their priorities include student safety, maintaining high academic achievement. They do embrace the differences in children, and they do truly want to help those children achieve. They do have a strong desire to support District 70 students and parents as they go through this educational career, and they really do because most of them did go to District 70 schools, or they taught in District 70 schools, or they've had children who are currently in or went through District 70 schools. So they do have that investment. They do have that buy-in into those school districts. They believe that education is an avenue for opportunity. They do believe that strong public schools are the backbone of a strong economy, and they do try to provide the means to educate each child to achieve his or her full academic potential. Our economic conditions here, our employment rate is roughly about 6.3%, and our job growth is 0.85%. So our unemployment rate is increasing, and our job growth is significantly low. So our sales tax is 7.4%. Our income tax rate is roughly about 4.63%. Housing here, most individuals do own their home as preferred to rent. And then population by occupation, we do have a very high health care and social assistance occupation here with 20%. And then we do have some lower ones. Social tensions here, we do have high gang activity, and unfortunately we do have a high opiate addiction. As well as the legalization or legalized marijuana that has led to a lot of social tensions here and kind of upped our crime rate. Many children are being raised by grandparents or other caregivers because their parents are incarcerated. That's fairly common here. And then we do currently have a high poverty rate. So all of those do lead to our social tensions. Extra sources of information. Students, parents, and staff are surveyed based on school safety, bullying issues, and the positive changes that need to be made. School safety was probably one of the most reported on those surveys, where students reported as not having individuals as someone they could trust. That could be a parent, that could be a teacher, but they felt like they didn't have enough individuals to trust to create a safe school environment. Power structures. Our local and state government work together to provide funding for our school. However, unfortunately, adequate funding does generally fall short. We are, in the state of Colorado, one of the most underserved school districts. So a lot of our funding is significantly lower than others. Many of our community members have reached out to us, especially the community college, to tell us about CTE, the Career Technical Education courses. We did have Pueblo Community College reach out to us about 5 years ago, so we have incorporated a lot of CTE courses into our district at the middle school level and the high school level. So that's been nice because a lot of our teachers have been able to get CTE certified, and we are able to receive more funding for our school.